What is going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. Let me turn my music down here in the background, unless you guys want to. Okay. Maybe we'll leave it on the low in the background. Nah, I think we need to be fully focused here on this message from Michael this morning. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear from this gentleman. He was on before, okay, with Matt. So once again, we have another guest who you can go back in time and you can see, their journey and kind of track their progress. I think that is one of the coolest things. So anyways, help me welcome Michael to the show. Hey, brother, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm good. Thank you for having me here again.
Absolutely, man. You met with Matt last time, and now you're meeting with me. How long ago was that you were on before with Matt?
Well, I think it was in January.
Okay. Okay. And how long have you actually been involved with Legendary?
I found it first time in August last year, and but really take action in November, December.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
So what were you looking for when you were looking for Legendary? What was missing from your life, and what attracted you to want to start going through our challenge and learning these skills?
For me, it was probably the way I found Legendary. I found Legendary through Andre, Jeremy Jeff,
Okay.
and we kind of have the same background. I'm a restaurant manager here too. And I'm missing the time with my family, my kids, and this is my main reason to give everything I have to get more time with them.
Yeah. And you're where right now? You're living in Germany?
Yeah, in Germany.
Okay. Wow. That's really, really cool, man. And you look like you're dressed just like a lot of guys in America. You got the cap on, the New York. I mean, I
Yeah,
might have thought you're in New York.
because there is nothing.
I hear you. No, I hear you. I mean, I had to get a haircut because I was so gray. I thought, my God, my wife said I'm getting grandpa vibes from you over there. So,
Yeah.
um, so what happened when you started going through the challenge and then you actually started picking up these skills and realize, I mean, did you think, hey, I could do this? Or what was your initial thoughts when you started going through the challenge?
Yeah, at first, I was not sure what I can expect, but after a few days, weeks, for example, as I started in November completely, I understand that it's not, you don't have to be a professor or a doctor to understand everything what's going on, and that I can do this pretty well, as Andre, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, Andre's a great example, and also somebody who's from a different country than America, which I'm American. I'm speaking clearly. When you watch a video of me, you can tell I'm probably from America. I don't have I don't have a German accent or a
Yeah.
Peruvian accent or anything like that. So I would think that if you're from a different country like Germany, the first thing you might think is, can I actually do this if I'm not American? Is that a thought that went through your
Yeah.
head?
Yeah, the biggest problem here, also for many people I spoke to, is the language barrier.
Yeah.
For me, well, in Germany, I have in a radius of 1,000 kilometers 8 different languages. So many people I talk to are not sure if they can do it on English or in America as well, wherever it is, because it is clear for me if I do it on English, I reach more people than I will do it in German. Uh, this is
Yeah.
limited in the language barrier. So that's kind of the first step to take then.
Now, do you think that's also true in every niche, though? Do you think that working in the English market, let's say if you were doing something in weight loss or you were doing something in, um, diabetes, you had some sort of an ebook or a course or something that you were selling to people to help them with something in the health niche. Do you think that would also be true to target the English market versus the German market?
Not really, because I think the educational part is understanding. If you don't understand it right in your own or on English, you can not translate it into your own language. And that's the biggest problem, I think, if you work in the MMO niche. So many people don't get that right then.
Yeah, MMO, make money online, is what Michael's referring to when he says MMO. So you know some of the jargon, the industry jargon. But this was your first kind of online business that you've done, or was it?
Yeah.
Have you? It was your first.
It was my first ever thing I do or see or as I scroll on TikTok back then. And through everybody knows the last 2 years wasn't good for the hospitality guys here in Germany, for example. We got closed many months, our restaurants. And so I took the step and go all in on it.
Yeah. So what's different now as a result? Or let me ask this, where do you think you would be if you hadn't enrolled in our challenge, got this education, developed these skills, and started the business that you have now?
It helped me a lot in paying debt really faster, because they got big as hell in the pandemic, and that's the reason why I started this everything. So I got now a clear way to get out of all, and help me a lot. And potentially the next step will be that it replace my 9 to 5, and I have more time, even more time for my family.
Mm. Do you have any regrets over the last 6 to
No,
9 months? No regrets?
no, absolutely not. Sure, in the beginning it was sometimes pretty hard because you don't get the results. Sure, as beginner, you compare yourself to every big guy out there, and how get those results there, and I'm not getting the same results. But if you got over these days, weeks for sometimes, and it will compound in the end. Your hard work will spend off, and that's the reason why I love Legendary. You got so many people who are helpful here, and the educational part is extremely high.
So what would you say to somebody who's listening to this, who's on the fence right now with either further committing in any way to their business, to their skills, and to really doing this with all their heart and their mind?
For me, it was take action and consistent. Take it consistent, otherwise it won't work. And don't take it as you need to take it serious. And that's the part many people don't get. If you enroll in something, you have to take action. It don't happen magically only because you buy something. You have to do the work for it to make it happen, and that's the biggest line over that.
What was the biggest place that you put the work in when you first started, when you started marketing? And now, where are you putting the most work in? Where's your focus at?
At first, I was the copywriting was my initially biggest problem, I think, or biggest problem I have to learn. And that's the biggest part of the blueprints, for example, that helped me so much to get all together and find my own way into my marketing in that place.
Yeah. Was really working on copywriting and working on that written word, huh?
Yeah, exactly. For me, it isn't a problem to make a 5-second video on TikTok or anything. That's not the problem for me. For me, it was the written words, how to storytelling, and how I can resonate with people with my story and get it out there. That's my biggest problem.
Was the copywriter's playbook helpful for you?
Yeah, it's for me the biggest part of everything you have to give there. It helped me so much that that was my top one section.
Wonderful. If anybody's wondering where that is, it's the last or second to last section, I think. I think it's the last, though, in the affiliate marketing business blueprint. Why is it in the affiliate marketing business blueprint? Because even if you want to start your own course, coaching program, or event eventually down the road, we suggest that you start with affiliate marketing because it's easier to sell somebody else's product first and only focus on what Michael's talking about, which, yeah, is copy. It's that's the most important part of your business. So what would you say to people, Michael, who are spending, all their time focusing on setting up their funnel and spending little to no time focusing on the copy in the words that go on the page?
As I started, I took the pre-done funnels from you and only concentrate on my copy in my emails, or I send out daily emails to my leads where I get the question from them back how I can improve in everything, and that's how I work it done.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to focus on the skills, not the commodity. The funnel in setting up a funnel, it's obviously sort of like unpackaging a chainsaw. It is a tool, and you do need to get it out and open it up and make sure you know how to work it. But it's not the thing that you need to sit there and obsess on, and it's not your entire business. You can be an arborist. You can cut down trees, and are you going to sit there and just fumble with your chainsaw all day, or are you going to go out and sell and market? I mean, it's the chainsaw doesn't even come into play until you've got people who are wanting to look at you and listen to you. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people will focus on audience first before funnel, but it's fine to just set up a simple funnel and in transition to start learning the psychology of how to persuade people. And the beautiful thing about the written word, I think, in copy, which is, again, we're using some jargon here. For those of you who are new, Michael earlier said MMO niche. That means the make money online niche. I'm saying right now I'm using the word, copy. Well, what is copy? It's words that are written to sell, not words that are written to entertain. Words that are written to entertain would be more creative writing or novel writing or things of that nature. This is sales copy, and why they call it copy, I don't know, but that's the words that we write, and as marketers, we don't really need to bother too much with creative writing and too much with any of that other stuff. The majority of all of your content, if you only focus on writing copy and learning how to hook people's attention and get them to, continue down, click, that's enough. That will spill over into your videos. You'll suddenly start understanding how to get people's attention more in your video, because a video is similar to a headline on a sales page, right? Let's look at it, Michael. If you go to any landing page out there, okay? Well, the thing about the landing page or even the sales page, right? If you look at the copy on this page, just like any other page, and I'll share my screen here. All right, let's look at this. There's a headline right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. That's the headline. That's the hook. That's the thing that even in my TikTok videos or even in any other video, I have to have something that I say that catches people's attention and that also communicates my big idea. That's the hook, and then, usually in landing pages or whatever, you've got some content, some story or some teaching, and then you give a call to action, right? So if you learn how to write copy like you're talking about, and you learn how to be persuasive in the written word, that approach translates over so wonderfully to video. And as we're talking about it right now, I think one of the reasons why I was decent on video early in my career, Michael, was because I focused on learning how to write copy early, the same way that you're doing.
Yeah. That's the biggest key for me.
Yeah.
Or as the biggest tip I can give everyone who starts there.
It's a beautiful, wonderful, powerful tip. And the beautiful thing is that, you know, the training that you are talking about and that you went through is back there and available to anybody. Um, so what is on your goal list? I mean, here you are really about 7 months into your really starting your business.
Yeah.
You've talked to us a little bit about the strategy. It looks like you've got TikTok going on, you've got Instagram, you've also got a YouTube channel. So tell us
Yes.
about kind of your strategy and kind of what you're up to from a high level, so we can understand sort of what you're up to.
Sure. Yeah, first I start with TikTok, which is for me the easiest way to make videos or to go live there. The easiest part for me then was to leverage these videos I've done there with apps like Snaptic, delete the watermark from my created videos on TikTok, and repurpose those on other different platforms like Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook Reels are now, and YouTube Shorts, for example. These five are my platforms I'm working on, and it's pretty simple. You do one video and got five out of it, and that's the easiest part to do it for me.
Yeah.
And on the way now, I started my YouTube channel. The first long form content is 2 weeks ago because I wasn't yeah, as I said, not the biggest fan of speaking English in a longer form or something, because I learned English only a little bit from school, and the rest came from watching TV shows I couldn't wait for in Germany. So I learned it in English, and that's what I got stuck with. But now I got it's always, as I said, in my first appearance here, it's always something to come over your fears and make the step to take action. And you will never know what's around the corner if you don't take the step.
Yeah. I think about your journey and being German and that being your first language, and how much harder you've had to work than I did in the beginning, everything being English. And I really want to say my hats are off to you, brother, and anybody else who's put in that extra work to have to work inside of something that's not your first language.
Thank you very much.
It's
Appreciate
really,
it.
really honorable, and it's really, my barber just left. Well, he says he's an American now. He just got his citizenship, but he's from Cuba, and it's a wonderful thing for me to meet people and see people from different countries and different walks of life who have had very different, and in some cases more difficult challenges than I have. And I've had tough challenges, man. There's no doubt in my life, um, but I've really seen some people overcome some amazing things to be successful in this business, both language barriers, massive fears of getting in front of camera,
Yeah.
the commitment that it takes to really stop being so self-obsessed with how you look and everything like that, and just all about you, and be more focused on just serving your clients and what's best for people and how you can help people. Like, what sort of internal struggles have you gone through that you could say that you've now conquered, or you are conquering, that maybe people wouldn't know about you by just watching your videos?
Yeah, the biggest part was to reframe my mindset. I've got a little bit difficult childhood. I lost my mom as I was 13, and that's why I pretty framed to get these work hard, get your job, do your thing, and then you will get your reward for it. And that's something I needed to learn to reframe. As I got into the challenge, the biggest part for me was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Got me my first click, and from there on, I got to read many books now about the same topic and everything. And I started to realize that I have to do something different if I want to start this, and got this point conquered, I would say, to the level that I don't fear the biggest things that was for in the beginning. Go on TikTok or do a little video what's going on. At the start, you are stressing out about creating content or something else. It's a process that will come with the time. And as I started, I focused on one video per day, and in the meantime, I batch create 3 videos for 1 week, or every day 3 videos for 1 week, and do it in 3 hours. It's only a learning curve you have to accept, and on the end is your goal you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And that's the part I consider myself as conquered.
It shows. It really does. Your hard work shows that you've conquered that, and that.
Thank you.
Well, I also have talked to so many people over the years who have had who English was not their first language, and who had to overcome a lot more getting comfortable on camera and all that, because not only are you dealing with the same fears that all of us have in the uncomfortability, but you're also dealing with the insecurity of your accent, or feeling like maybe your English is not clear enough or whatever. And I just want to tell you right now, as an American, and if my opinion is valued by you or anybody else, that as an American, it's interesting to listen to you talk in English, because it's just different, man. It's just different. You know what I mean? So when I hear like Andrea from Peru, she spoke at our. Man, there's so many people, man. There's so many people. I mean, obviously Andre, as well, from Peru. But there's so many people from different countries who have accents, and I think the accent and our differences, I would imagine, once they feel like right now or at the beginning, like they're a huge liability, like they're a bad thing. But what will happen this is what's happened with me. My struggles have all turned into my greatest strengths. My mess has turned into my message. It was my mess. When I first got started, I was obviously ashamed and embarrassed about my history with drug addiction and homelessness. And I am a high school dropout and all this shit, teenage father. And I'm like, oh God, I'm the last person, that anybody's going to want to listen to. And, I just have learned how to turn those struggles into strengths, because I've learned that being vulnerable, even though I might feel small, it makes me look big, versus trying to look big and bad. That really makes you look small, And so I wanted to ask you this. I thought it was a good question. Did you find it hard to reach a US audience on TikTok and Instagram being in Germany?
Yes, I had the problems at the beginning. But after some split testing, I've got myself a card from America, and since then I work with a VPN connection, and TikTok make it then easier for me to reach the US audience then.
Yeah, so you used a VPN on your computer to block the fact that you were in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's called cat and mouse, baby. It's really what it's called, and you gotta, these I've said this before, these platforms don't have feelings. They don't have feelings. They're not hurt that you're trying to game them. They're just like, oh, whatever. They're robots. They're trying to catch you doing something, and they're gonna flag your account, whatever. So a lot of people, I think, have used VPNs. I'm not sure if you can use a mobile VPN. Can you use a VPN?
Yeah, I use it on mobile as well. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what company are you using for that?
ExpressVPN from
ExpressVPN.
Yeah, from Matt. I think I got the one of those videos. Matt is spoken about this app, and it's worked perfectly fine for me.
Yeah, I used one, and I think I still have a subscription for Hide My Ass is what it's called. Hide My Ass. Yeah, yeah, it's funny, man, but it's
Yeah.
what it's called. Hide My Ass, and it's a VPN service. It's a virtual private network is what VPN stands for. But yeah, Hide My Ass or Express VPN, as you said. Yeah, for those of you who are in different countries, here's the bottom line. There's no guru out there that's going to tell you like I'm about to tell you. Okay, and right in front of Michael. All right, you're going to have it harder, man. You're just going to have it harder. But you know what? If you're from Germany or you're from some of these other countries, you're used to that. You're used to it being harder, aren't you? You're used to it. You work harder. You're going to work hard and you can do it. And so, you know what? When you get to the top of the mountain, it'll feel that much better, man. And I think your story is a great example of that. And I can imagine, or I can imagine that there's a whole lot of Germans for you to network with, or is there other internet marketers in Germany for you to network with?
Yeah, for example, Christian, you got him last week or something. He's not far away from me.
Yes, yes, I think I saw him actually in the comments. So cool, you know. Yeah, there he is, Christian Fogus, right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, I'm just blown away by how global this can be, and how really at the end of the day, you know, there may be your own your own thoughts about your accent or your or whatever. You might have to use a VPN to reach an audience with a little bit more money or who speaks English or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, the ease and simplicity of getting this business set up and started in any place around the world is really something. And I think that I think the reason why people are not wanting to like really go back to work like they did before everything happened, at least here in America, is
Yeah.
because we're all realizing that things like this exist to where we actually can stay home and have a legitimate business that we feel proud of,
Yeah.
that we can run completely from our home office
Yeah.
on the internet. We don't have to chase friends and family. We don't have to knock door to door. We don't have to go out and host home and hotel meetings. None of that stuff. We can work exclusively from our home office in the safety and privacy of our own home and at our own pace. And we can work as hard as we want to work. If we
Yeah.
only want to make a small income, well, we can put forth small effort. But as you
Yeah.
said, if you want to scale and you want to make more, we've got people in our community. The numbers that I see on a regular basis are insane. So if you want those larger numbers, then you work
You have to
harder.
put in the work. Yeah.
You put in the work. And you know what the
Yeah.
beautiful thing is your fridge is right, 20 feet, your bed's 20 feet. You
Yeah.
just go take a nap. That's
Yeah.
what I do. If
Yeah.
you want to go take a shower once a week, you go take a shower. Here's the truth. I'm a lot wealthier now than I was when I started. And I'm a lot more, I have a lot, I have a more organized life now. It's more scheduled. I got, I'm over a decade into this, man. But when I started, I had a computer and a desk in my living room. It was on the other side. My dining room table was right there. My couch was right there. And I just worked all the time.
I show you something. One moment. That's my living room.
Thank you.
And
That's
here's
it,
my desk,
man.
my little desk.
And you know
Nothing
what?
more.
I'm still working in a living room. Look,
Yeah.
I'm just working in another house my other house that I live around is around the corner, and I just come over here and work. But hey,
Yeah.
here's the deal, man. At the beginning, what else do you got to do?
Yeah.
Just
That's the point.
this business can change your life. It can and these skills can change your life. The truth is that I got there by pouring every extra second that I had into this at the beginning. And
Yeah,
sometimes I still
exactly.
do. Sometimes I still do. I redid the business plan class recently, and I asked my, I told my wife I got to work late. I got to stay at the office. I got to, sleep on the couch, whatever. I do whatever I got to do. If I got to work a 20-hour day, but then I can go on vacation and I can do whatever I want. So that extra responsibility, with freedom comes responsibility. Everybody wants freedom but doesn't want responsibility. But if you take that responsibility like you're doing at the beginning and just work your ass off and learn everything you can learn and just fully immerse yourself, totally focused on these skills in this business, man, it'll be the best investment you ever make in your entire life. You'll never, Bitcoin, real estate, I don't give a shit. It'll never even touch the returns that you'll make on these skills.
Yep, that's it. Yes.
So anyways, brother, what words, what other wisdom would you leave for our audience today? What else should people know about you and your journey before we end today?
My biggest part is put in the work and stay consistent. That's my key sentence I give always, because nothing happened overnight. Nothing good comes overnight, and that's my biggest statement.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better. And if you listen to a lot of very old, successful people like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, they're really interesting guys. They own Berkshire Hathaway, which is a company in Omaha, Nebraska, here in the United States. And, they just talk about the same things that you're talking about right now, is focus, consistency, man. They were all, Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, and Bill Gates were sitting at the dinner table one time with Bill Gates' father. And Bill asked all the guys, he said, what do you think's the number one thing that you would credit to your success? Now, here's 3 of the most successful, wealthy people in the world. And they all immediately said the same word. They dropped the F-bomb. They said focus. Focus is the number one thing that I could credit all my success. And all 3 of them at the same time said that word. And you did too. You said it too. And so that's these timeless principles of focus and being consistent. It's so much more powerful than trying to be the best or trying to think that you got to be so good at something or whatever. No. All the cute hot dog tricks, all the people who look like they go straight up. Well, guess what? They come straight down too. They crash just as hard as they go up. It's so much better to just focus over time and just have a steady business that just grows and just keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps paying you month after month. It's so much better than any other thing. And it comes from those principles you're talking about, and they did too. Focus, man. So
that's it.
Well, brother, man, I hope you'll come back for a 3rd time, because it sure is inspiring to talk to you.
Always open for it, mate.
All right, man. Well, we'll share your Instagram link as well when we close, and keep up the great work, brother. Be legendary, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right, Michael. See you. Take care, buddy. All right, my friends. Man, oh my. I am, I got to stop doing these shows in the morning. I get too fired up. I really do. You can catch Michael on Instagram at michael.van.lieshout, and I'm American completely butchering that, but you can read it on the screen. It's Michael, M-I, if you're listening, M-I-C-H-A-E-L dot V-A-N dot L-I-E-S-H-O-U-T. That's him on Instagram. And over on TikTok, you can find him at that same spelling without the dots. Well, here we are. We're at the close of another show and the beginning of another day, So at least if you're in America, if you're in Germany, your day is already in full swing. It's over. It's almost over, actually. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode, another guest, another story, and more that we can learn from whoever we're going to talk to tomorrow. Who is it? I have no idea. I'll find out tomorrow when we do. Peace.